weird shit I've seen as an Army Ranger. I was in the U.S. Army Rangers for 7 years and fought during the Iraq War. I was basic infantry, and I came across some really strange happenings. My lieutenant, who had been in the country much longer than I had, said that this region was one of the deep religious beliefs, and that we should pray to whatever God we could while we were there. I remember clearly one night. I was set for a night patrol with a number of other guys. We're driving along our usual path, making sure no one was trying to sneak their way into our compound, when I started to drift off. It was about halfway through our night when my buddy tapped my shoulder. "Hey, wake up, we're in Devil's Alley." Devil's Alley was one of the few places our lieutenant said that we should be ready to shoot on sight. Had never been through there, so I didn't know what to expect. After a few moments of riding through, this ear-piercing scream echoed down the road. It was so loud that I thought my eardrums were gonna burst. The man who was on the turret dropped from where he was standing and landed on the driver and passenger. Our Humvee swerved into the dirt as he began to jolt and jerk. He was having a seizure. His eyes were milky white, and he was reaching for his sidearm. I grabbed his arm and forced it down. The driver and passenger raced out and pulled him into the dirt. They made sure he didn't drown in his own vomit, and then loaded him in the back. I jumped on the turret as he raced back to base. He was discharged as the CO believed he had epilepsy. When I got home, he told me he didn't remember anything after they entered Devil's Alley. I still shiver when I think about that wail and that scream. I only lost a couple friends overseas. It sucked every time. I remember this one time we were walking down this dirt path. I don't remember what we were doing. I think it was patrol or something. But we came across this very tall man. He turned around, his eyes were black as night. He must have been like 9 foot or something. His arms dragged on the ground. Still, we were understandably startled by him. He raised his hands in defense as the team forced him to the ground and started trying to zip tie him. When one of his long noodle arms reached around and pulled my buddy's grenade pin, he dove into a small ditch and absorbed the blast with his body. I still don't know how the man got away. When I asked the locals about him, they said he sounded like a myth that had been roaming the land. We thought ambushes would only occur when we were on patrol. Boy, were we wrong.